Okay. So you're just gonna ask me questions?
There we go. Can you hear it now? I think the button got pushed.
Like the red.
Is it started?
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna edit this part, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'll clip out anything I don't need.
Okay, I didn't know when I was supposed to start.
Yeah.
All right.
Shortly after I started here, we went to the sand dunes, Nate and I, and it's the first time we really rode together. It was dark. It was like he showed up late that night, so it was dark, and we rode over to Sand Mountain and come back, and he was trying to get in front of me and didn't know that there was puddles, and so we ended up. I went around the puddles and he went through the puddles because he didn't know they were there. I had been there earlier in the day and had already saw the puddles. And I thought it was pretty funny when he got all a little bit muddy from that.
I got to race in front of a sold-out crowd, and it was the Delta Center. They had a monster truck, an arena cross, which is a smaller supercross kind of thing, and tough truck competition. And, I didn't sleep at all that night. It was just so pumped up on adrenaline and everything. It was awesome. Bigfoot almost ran over my bike because he was trying to pull in the back in the pits. That was a little sketchy.
Idaho this year was awesome. Day one got off to a pretty crazy start. We were riding out to the trail from the cabin where we were staying, and our camera guy decided to get a little moto brapping before we even started, and we were following on this trail next to the road on the highway. We saw Nate and crew about a few hundred yards in front of us. All of a sudden Cameron, our camera guy, was the last in line. He comes freaking just hauling butt, rah! Probably 60 miles an hour right past me, and I was like, get it, Cam. And then I looked ahead and I see Nate and the rest of the guys go down a big dip. I think it was a little creek bed. And I saw Cameron just, rah! Didn't even see it. At the last second, let off the throttle, and then he realized that if he let off the throttle, his nose was just gonna dive. So he decided to punch the throttle to get the nose to come back up. Didn't even hit the bottom of the creek. He just flew right across, hit the other side, and just popped up like 30 yards in the air, and just flew probably 54 yards down the trail. It was rolling the windows down like this in the air. So all I saw was Cameron just freaking hauling butt, cross the ditch, fly up, rolling the windows down, and came landing, and I was like, dude, our camera guy just died. So I came rolling up, and he's slow to get up, and luckily he came out okay. Bruises and bumps, a little back tweak, but he championed the whole rest of the weekend, rode, and actually got stuck less than I did. So this one time after snowmobiling ends and you're kind of in that transition period between snow and spring and summer, the climb guys actually do what they call their cow tag race, where you take dirt bikes and you go up into the Tetons. There you go. I was trying to think of the mountain range it was.
and they actually have a series of different tags that you have to go and take pictures and then get a number off them. It's kind of like a race, but not really. Whoever gets the most tags by the end of the day, and whoever gets the harder tags, so they have them in different areas. The higher up they are, the more gnarly it is to get to them, the more points they're worth. Obviously, we're going to go to where it's the hardest because it's worth the most, and that's where it's fun to ride. So we're clear up in the top of all these cliff areas. Well, it started raining when we were up in there, and a lot of rock that you crawl over, a lot of slick areas. And once we were in there, we were headed back. We decided, you know what, we need to get out of the high ground, is what we were calling it, and get to somewhere a little safer. And as we're going out, we're riding on a section along like about a 50, 60 foot cliff range, and my back tire slid out. Well, before I could even think of what to do, I slid off and was hanging with my feet dangling off the edge of it, holding my bike. I don't know what was holding me into place, what kept me there, but I was just hanging there. My brand new $12,000 dirt bike, brand spanking new. I was like kind of in the middle of our group, and the guys that were in front of me didn't even know what happened, they left. So I'm hanging there by myself, not knowing what to do, not knowing if I can even let my bike go or if it's gonna take me down with it. And luckily the rest of our group showed up and saw me hanging there, and had to have one guy lay down on his stomach to grab onto me and then onto the bike so we could get me positioned. We were able to pull the bike back over, get back on our way and get down to where camp was at. But that's probably one of the more gnarly experiences that I've had. I mean, that could have ended badly. You don't know what's gonna happen, but that's kind of something that gears us for the summer, gets us off the sleds, gets us into dirt, and it was good. It's always a good time. So.
There's plenty of stories looking back from, you know, pre-running at Hammers with, you know, Cole Clark and the Churnesses. I mean, multiple different scenarios, you know, from pirouetting off back door and not rolling to rolling off of different obstacles to, you know, putting it on its roof, trying to go up Chocolate Thunder. I mean, there's plenty of examples, snowmobiling, of crashing, you know, getting smashed by your snowmobile, you know, wheeling over or trying to make some crazy line and losing control for half a second or losing focus for half a second and ending up in a tree well, you know, and having to get ropes out and drop yourself down cliffs that you drop down in a canyon and find out that you can't make it back out and you have to go down through cliff faces. So, I mean, it's endless. And I'm a sucker for two-wheeled machines. I love to ride dirt bikes and mountain bikes, and I think the stories are endless. So the main goal is to never stop riding, because the season never ends. Whether it's summer or winter, you're always on a vehicle, riding and enjoying the outdoors and being with your buddies. So the amount of stories that I could tell, we probably don't have time for.
out the house, give me the toss.